So, what if there was a perfect blueprint for fatherhood? I mean, a model that's accessible to every single one of us, no matter what our own experiences have been. Well, today, we're going to unpack that very idea, this concept of a divine design for what it means to be a father. And it all starts right here with this one verse from Psalm 68. But listen, this isn't just some comforting thought. The source material describes this as one of the most tender and absolutely crucial promises in all of Scripture. It's a powerful declaration about who God really is at his core. Okay, so what does this verse mean for us, practically? It offers what we can call a divine blueprint for fatherhood. It's a perfect pattern, and it works in two really critical ways. Let's explore that first one. For so many of us, the reality is that our father figure was either absent or, just broken in some way. And that leaves a painful void, right? A deep longing for a model that maybe just wasn't there. And this is exactly where God's promise becomes so deeply personal and so incredibly powerful. This really leaves us with a choice between two models. We can try to rely on the broken ones, the ones shaped by flawed or painful human experiences. Or we can look to the perfect blueprint that God himself provides. He doesn't leave us guessing. He actually steps in directly to show us exactly what true, compassionate fatherhood looks like. But here's the thing. This blueprint isn't just for our own healing and understanding. It's actually an invitation to get involved, to actively participate, to partner with the ultimate father and reflect his heart to the world around us. So how do we do that? Well, the blueprint gives us some really clear instructions, broken down into 3 tangible actions: protect the vulnerable, defend the weak, and care for those who have no one. You see, these aren't just abstract ideals. They are concrete, real-world ways to embody God's fatherhood on earth. And here's the powerful outcome of that. Every time a man steps up to mentor, to protect, or to care for a child, it's way more than just a kind act. It becomes a public declaration, a visible sign to a watching world that God has not forgotten or abandoned his children. It's huge. Now, that's a grand vision for sure, but it's meant to be lived out personally. So let's bring this blueprint right down to earth, into our own homes, our neighborhoods, our immediate spheres of influence. This source material really makes us think. With a direct question: who in your world, your family, your church, your community, who needs someone to reflect this fatherly care? The call is to just look around and see the specific needs that are right there in front of you. But how can we offer this kind of strength, especially when we feel weak ourselves? I mean, that's a fair question, right? And this brings us to the very foundation of it all. Before we can extend this kind of care, we have to first understand that we are already receiving it. Just let this sink in for a moment. This idea, which is inspired by a passage in Deuteronomy, is that our ability to stand strong for others comes from the reality that we are being held securely ourselves. You are not falling, you are being carried. Even in chaos, his arms are steady. It's from that place of security that we can offer steady arms to someone else. So it really all comes down to this: knowing that you are securely held and knowing that you have a perfect blueprint to follow. The final question isn't if you can, but how you will. How will you take this divine model and extend those everlasting arms to someone in your world today?